And our coverage begins in Kabul. France 24 senior correspondent Catherine Norris-Trent is with us. Catherine, what's the latest?
Well, Francois, Kabul is still reeling from news of these explosions, these attacks. I was not far from the vicinity of the airport myself at the time and can confirm we heard those explosions, and it was followed by gunfire. And then, as you can imagine, by scenes of panic, people running through those very narrow streets there trying to get away. People were still packed into that area despite all the warnings not to go, desperately still trying to get on those evacuation flights. So we're waiting for details to be confirmed, but at least one hospital here in Kabul, a source inside there has told us that 30 injured arrived there and that people were dying on arrival. The death toll could be very high here indeed, because people were really packed into the alleyways around the edges of the airport. So you can just imagine some of the carnage. We're also hearing unconfirmed reports from military sources that there are at least 3 US soldiers injured. Now, again, that is unconfirmed. We're working on getting that information as up to date to you as I can. Another detail I can add to you from here on the scene is that we can still hear planes overhead, so perhaps taking off, continuing. Very chaotic situation down there indeed.
When you say planes taking off, are those planes evacuating citizens, or it's impossible to tell?
Impossible to tell, Francois. I do not want to give any information that I can't confirm, but I can hear them whirring round in the air behind me tonight. And I can also hear sporadic gunfire too. You can just imagine the scenes of horror and the scenes of chaos in Kabul tonight. You know, there'd been warnings, there'd been intelligence warnings that there was a risk of a terrorist attack down there at the airport, and there were just people packed in there for the past 11 days, thousands and thousands of people, which obviously makes that a prime target. You know, again, there's not just the Taliban who are operating here. There are different militant groups, including ISIS-K, the Central Asian branch of ISIS, which has carried out around 100 attacks against civilians and official targets in Afghanistan and Pakistan since 2017, and they are at odds with the Taliban. We don't have any claim of responsibility or any details on who might have carried out these attacks just yet. But, you know, there's clearly a lot of militant elements at work, and very difficult to keep security down there near the airport. We saw, you know, lots of Taliban patrols and fighters down there at the airport trying to keep people away, setting up checkpoints, whipping and hitting people, firing them into the air. But still, they were down there near the airport today. So very dangerous and very chaotic scenes.
Catherine, the Pentagon, I'll read you what their spokesperson said about an hour ago, that one blast occurred near the airport's Abbey Gate, the other close to the Baron Hotel. That's at Baron Gate. So several entrances to that airport.
Yeah, that's right. It's a complex geographical situation around the airport, difficult to visualize from the exterior and, in fact, in the area as well. But we were not too far ourselves from the Abbey Gate vicinity, and that's when we heard the first explosion go off. And then several minutes passed, I'm not sure how many, when we heard another one, which seemed to be not as strong, but perhaps that was because it was further away near Baron Hotel. You can probably, I don't know if you can hear the gunshots there ringing out again in the sky behind me tonight. Baron Hotel, not very far away from Abbey Gate. And this is an area where British troops had been stationed, trying to control the flow of people, those crowds. We're trying to get a clearer picture on just what happened, but we were in the vicinity of Abbey Gate when we first heard the first explosion, and then Baron Hotel, not too far away from there. And we heard the second explosion after that as well.
Catherine Norris-Trent reporting live there from Kabul.